Imagine if everything you've ever learned, seen, or heard in your life was available to you right now, at this very moment, at 100% capacity? Imagine if your lazy human brain worked at its absolute maximum potential. What would your life look like? But before you answer, look at this man standing on the edge of death. This is Eddie Morra. He is a man who possesses the smartest brain on planet Earth, yet he has only seconds left before he either ends his life by jumping from the 18th floor or falls at the mercy of the enemies, cutting through the armored door behind him with steel saws. How did this genius reach such a tragic point? Let's rewind time just a little bit, specifically a few weeks ago, to discover the terrifying secret for yourselves. In those days, Eddie represented failure in every sense of the word. A failed writer, unable to pen a single line of the novel he was contracted to write. He would sit for hours before a blank computer screen in vain. His appearance was shabby, his hair disheveled, and he lived in a messy, filthy apartment in a dreary New York neighborhood. To top it all off, he was completely broke. Even his girlfriend and soul muse, Lindy, grew tired of his empty promises and miserable state, deciding to leave him and start her life far away. Eddie was literally at rock bottom, drowning in a sea of absolute frustration and despair. But destiny had a surprise in store that would change the course of his life and human history. One day, while wandering aimlessly through the streets, Eddie runs into Vernon, the brother of his ex-wife. Vernon, who used to work as a drug dealer, now looks suspiciously wealthy and elegant. Sensing Eddie's miserable condition, instead of offering empty, cliché words of encouragement that do no good, he decides to give him something that will alter history. A small, transparent pill that looks ordinary but carries a mysterious name, NZT-48. Vernon tells him something unbelievable. He says this pill was manufactured in secret labs belonging to major pharmaceutical companies, and it allows the user to access 100% of their brain capacity, stimulating dormant neurons instead of the mere 20% that ordinary humans use. At first, Eddie mocks the idea and dismisses it as pure nonsense. But being broken, and with absolutely nothing left to lose in this life, he decides to take the risk and swallows the pill. In less than 30 seconds, the world around him explodes and changes completely. Dull colors instantly become bright and warm. Sounds become crystal clear and sharp. Eddie's brain explodes with energy and information. He remembers a book he glanced at for seconds 10 years ago, connects details with superhuman intelligence, and sees mathematical and social patterns in everything happening around him. He enters his apartment building only to find his landlord's wife screaming in his face, demanding the overdue rent. Instead of stammering and apologizing, he notices from the books in her hands that she is studying law. In a matter of seconds, using a confident tone and sharp intellect, he discusses her complex legal thesis, solves a dilemma her professors failed to crack, and they end up in his apartment together. Afterward, Eddie cleans the entire place and finishes writing a massive chunk of his novel in just one night. In the morning, the effect wears off. Eddie goes and submits the novel he wrote last night. When he returns to his apartment, he finds a voicemail from the woman he contracted with to take the novel, expressing her deep admiration for it. After that, Eddie goes to Vern and finds him in his apartment with bruises on his face. When Eddie asks him for more NZT, Vern exploits him, sending him to fetch his clothes and prepare breakfast for him. When he arrives at the apartment, he suddenly discovers that Vernon has been shot dead in the head. Before the police arrive, he searches the apartment and finds the hidden stash of magic pills along with a large amount of cash. Eddie begins taking the pills regularly, decides to abandon writing, and enters the world of the stock market. With his superhuman mind, he predicts stock movements and makes millions of dollars in just a matter of days. To grow his capital even faster, he borrows a large sum of money from a terrifying Russian loan shark named Gennady. His rapid success catches the attention of the billionaire tycoon Carl Van Loon, who asks him to manage a massive corporate merger. But things begin to fall apart when the deadly side effects of the drug start to surface. Eddie begins to suffer from sudden blackouts, memory loss, and severe headaches. He discovers that everyone who took this drug before him ended up either dead or severely ill. The Russian gangster, Gennady, discovers the secret of the pill and begins to blackmail Eddie to get his hands on it. At the same time, a mysterious man in a trench coat stalks him, assassinating anyone who possesses this drug. Eddie becomes completely cornered between his illness, the gang's threats, and the pursuit of the unknown killer. His girlfriend Lindy is forced to help him and bring him the drug after she gets chased by the stalker. We return to the starting point where Eddie is trapped in his heavily fortified apartment with no pills left. The Russian gang members succeed in cutting through the door and storming the apartment to kill him. Their leader Gennady swallows Eddie's very last remaining pill right in front of the collapsing protagonist. Driven by pure survival instinct, Eddie exploits a sudden moment of distraction and stabs Gennady in the neck. To save himself from dying from withdrawal, Eddie drinks Gennadi's blood, which contains the freshly consumed drug. His brain immediately kicks back into maximum gear, and he eliminates the rest of the armed thugs with extreme tactical intelligence. A year later, Eddie has become a prominent and highly popular politician running for the United States Senate. The billionaire Carl Van Loon visits him in his office to reveal that he bought the laboratory making NZT, attempting to threaten Eddie by cutting off his supply. Eddie smiles with absolute confidence and informs him that he chemically modified the formula, meaning he no longer needs the pills at all. His brain now functions at full capacity permanently and sustainably. He has truly become limitless. If you enjoyed this thrilling and highly detailed recap, don't forget to hit the like button right now and subscribe to the channel to enjoy more exciting movie recaps. Share your thoughts with me in the comments. If you had the chance to take an NZT48 pill just once, what is the very first thing you would do with your mind? See you in the next video. Goodbye.